just the small edge. Like if the esports tower teams get an A for communication, Southeast and Valorant at least had an A+, and that little percentage is what I think made the difference, and I'm curious if that'll carry over to Rocket League.
Well, what else can make the difference, but also Doc's keys to the game, that can be a crucial advantage if you follow them. And in Rocket League, that's to create mistakes, punish double commits, don't overstay, and bump and demo opponents to disrupt. Doc's keys to the game brought to you by esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, improve your performance under pressure, get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Time to get into our next premier match of the night with the Southeast Seminoles facing up against the Esports Tower Hammerheads in a round 3 matchup. The Hammerheads had a tough first series versus the Scorpions, but are looking to bounce back in this series versus the Seminoles. The Seminoles, we have heard, are an incredibly strong roster and are looking to have a strong Rumble event. So let's get into game 1. It's going to be a best of 5 and see how these teams do in this series. Now, the interesting thing about the Seminoles, we've been talking about their appearance earlier this week, but they also were in the Rumble about a year ago, and tonight is their first return to the Rocket League side of things with a brand new roster for the school, and they're excited to be back in the Rumble.
Yeah, they were a pretty strong team a year ago, as you said, though, a completely new roster, so it'll be very curious to see how this team is performing, and right off the bat, that is an insane pass there from 2 members of the Seminoles. That is a great way to start out here in game 1.
And they're going to get the better of that kickoff right after that, as the Hammerheads are looking to clear Crayon, driving it up the field. So it's going to run into a bit of opposition here. Crazy Cat waiting in the back line to keep the side control going. They're going to rotate back to stop the clear from the Seminoles. Right now, they're just trying to find their first goal to even it up. Unable to really set up at the angle they wanted. Crayon's hanging out in the backfield. It's going to be met by the Seminoles as they try to find their second goal.
Oh, this is a great setup in front of the net. The Seminoles get their second. And I mean, again, this is something we've seen a lot of, though. New teams and a lot of our Rumbles have had very strong week 1 performances. Is basically everybody misses on that ball. Woo! That is a beauty for the Seminoles, who are up 3. So maybe it's that beginner's luck, if you will. I mean, the fact that they can't be scouted, and never mind. Just why even play the game when you can just keep scoring off kickoffs, Jeff?
I know. It's just an insane job by the Seminoles. Zimity trying to meet right in the middle with that kickoff there. It's going to go slightly in the favor of the Seminoles. They're trying to set it up for another goal, but the ball just gets a little bit too much air. Probably a little bit of room for the Hammerheads to breathe, and they indeed clear it out with Crayon pushing it. It's right in the middle, but it's going to be blocked by the Seminoles. Now they're looking to get the clear. Side control still in the favor of the Hammerheads, but a whiff there on the shot on goal. Unfortunately, coupled with that demo, is going to give Seminoles what they need to clear again.
Ball in front of the net. Decent clear here for the Hammerheads, but an immediate dunk over by the Seminoles. And now it's a one-on-one, but the Hammerheads are going to win that one with ease, but they're keeping the pressure on. Ball stopped at midfield from being a Seminoles attacking play. We hear a demo come right on the left side of the net, but unfortunately for the Hammerheads, that shot goes wide, and they're not able to find a goal to get them back within 1.
It's a nice little shot on goal there. I was just about to say clear from way back on the field. But they found a way to drive it to a 3-goal lead now. The Seminoles are unstoppable.
Oh, the crossbar helping them out that time. Oh, they might have another chance at this. Hammerheads do get bumped away, but they at least attempted a shot. Oh, wow, that one nearly rolls in as well. Hammerheads, man, you just feel for them. They came so close in the Scorpion series and had a couple more opportunities like that, but right now, Xmity trying to get another goal for the Seminoles. That'd be a statement game 1 win here in this series. Does get denied, though. Hammerheads not quite able to keep the ball on the orange side either, but I don't think the Seminoles are going to be able to make a play off this. Never mind. That's a fantastic dunk, but a great stop there in front of the net.
Now Seminoles are just going to let a teammate rotate in to keep the side control going.
Uh-oh.
Here's Zimity with another shot on goal, is going to find it for the 5th. Wow. What an insane play.
This Seminoles team is very explosive. Ooh, there's a miss there, but fortunately no punish for the Hammerheads. Ball centered in front of the net. Just a bit too high. That's a fantastic pinch to at least get that ball out of harm's way. Meanwhile, the Seminoles going to look for a back pass there, and they're going to clear this one away with ease, it feels like.
Contesting right now, they have to rotate back. Ooh, Hammerheads look like they might have left the goal open there, but were able to save it. It's now rotating in. They're going to try to find their clear as Mabel to push it up to midfield, but a stop there by Potato. Clear over by Zimity is going to put the Seminoles back in the running. Now here goes Potato, driving it up the field with the pass over. Shot on goal is going to be blocked by Hammerheads, who now have their opportunity here. Oh no, not if Potato has anything to say about it right now. And just a little bit of a breakup, a lot of bunching up around the soccer ball there. Broken up by the Hammerheads, who now have their side control back and are looking to try to get some sort of shot, but they have such a huge defense to go against with the Seminoles, and a double commit there isn't going to help things any.
Crossbar, though, will help atone for that double commit, as now the Hammerheads can look to make a comeback. It's going to be very difficult, down 4 with 40 seconds left. One nice little lob on the net, but it's a little bit left. They try for the second hit. Not quite able to get there, though. One final attempt, bouncing in front of the net. And it'll roll in, and the Hammerheads' hopes will remain alive, but just barely.
Well, they got to score one about every 10 seconds now, and a demo right in the middle of the field. Now's the time when they have to, if they want to start a pace, but it's stolen away there by Zimity off of the backboard. Can they get a final goal to just end the hopes of the Hammerheads? A whiff there in midair and a little bit of a double commit there. Doesn't look like they're going to score a goal here, or maybe they're going to make me eat my words, and they do. That's the final nail in the coffin.
6-2, anytime you're trailing by almost as many seconds left in the game, that always makes the comeback just a little bit harder. And this is a statement for the Seminoles here. You know, we didn't know what to expect. I mean, we had been told this was a brand new roster, that it's a very strong team, and 6-2, a ton of spectacular goals to go along with it. That is a great way to start out your first ever Rumble.
Want to be seen by expert college recruiters? Talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers? Then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights. And with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Well, I think there definitely might be some scouting that the Seminoles might be looking after there after that insane. What about the Hammerheads, though? Did you see any strengths through there? They managed to score a few goals. What would be their route back? What are the strengths that they can play to?
I mean, I think the biggest thing is I don't think we'll see 2 kickoff goals again. I mean, there was technically 3 because I know the Hammerheads got one as well, but I don't think we're going to see the Hammerheads make that mistake on kickoffs. They just need to look for clears. The problem is the Seminoles just had such fantastic side control. And we talk about it all the time. It was in Doc's keys. We bring it up. You got to clear the ball at angles. You can't just kind of blast it straight forward. That is a very easy stop. But the thing for the Hammerheads is this is 2 very experienced players in Crazy Cat and Cran. Agree, who's their third player. We haven't seen too much of, but they were pretty strong in last week's Rumble. I think Crazy Cat and Cran have the talent to be able to bring the Hammerheads back. I think they match up very well. The coaches say that the Scorpions, Hammerheads, and Seminoles in terms of their in-game ranks are all very close, and so that's kind of why they're all paired together. So this is easily a comeback here. And we talked about it, though, in the last series, right? The Hammerheads have struggled staying in games mentally when they fall behind. It's something they've been working on. And so when you go down 4-1, you can kind of just lose yourself, Jem. So I think they need to get out to an early lead, and I think that will be huge. If they can score first and maybe have a 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1 lead, I like the Hammerheads' chances a lot more than if they're battling back, even if they're only down 1 goal, because that's something they've been struggling with. And at times, especially coming off that series of Scorpions, you're like, man, we just cannot catch a break. So I want to see them score first, and I think it'll be a lot easier.
We're about to get into the second match. Hammerheads need to make something happen here if they want to stay in the running. This is a best of 3, so we'll see how they do. Crazy Cat's going to be the one to start out the play there, stopped by Potato. He's now going to try to flip back, push it back over into Hammerhead's territory, centering it up. but really no goal quite yet to be found as the Hammerheads are going to take their opportunity, a win on that 50-50 for Crazy Cat. Crayon just going to try a little bit of a chip in there.
Agree gets that one. That is huge. And excuse me, that was Crayon who ended up picking that one up. That is huge for the Hammerheads having that lead. They immediately win the following kickoff as well. That shot's just a bit too high. But you can see the Hammerheads playing a lot faster now that they have that lead, Jeff.
Yeah, that's the main thing, is just they stumble if they're not in the lead. So if they can find a position where they can just kind of maintain even just a narrow lead, like a 1-goal lead for the rest of the match, then they are going to be looking a lot better here. They're trying to get their clear right now, running into a bit of opposition from the Seminoles. What a well-placed redirect there.
You saw the goalie, nothing you can do. You're just kind of sitting hoping something hits the ground. Tie game here. Oh, this is a fantastic kickoff. Crayon should be able to get a double dunk. That net's going to be wide open. And just like that, the Hammerhead's back in front.
Yeah, that's one that you knew that they just immediately saw. They saw their play. That's just a feels-good moment where you see it, you execute it, and now you're back in the lead. And another little bit of a kind of a chip shot in their attempt by Crayon isn't going to find it. It's got to hurt, especially when it was that close, but we'll see how they recover. Zimity, though, shot on the goal, but it's just a little bit of a pop off of the roof from the Hammerheads, pushes it up into the crossbar, and keeps the Hammerheads lead alive.
Ooh, pass there from the Hammerheads. I don't know where they were looking for. It was an easy intercept. It leads to Seminoles' ball deep in the Blues side. Crayon at least able to clear that one away. Going to get a second touch on it to clear that one over to the opposite side, and that's clearing that ball at angles that we talked about. Gem centered right in front. DeSantos going to take a shot. Double commit does come out, but nobody scores, so you're all good if you're a Hammerheads fan.
Potato looking to center here, but it has so much aerial. The ball just needs to be grounded first. No way a good shot have been taken off of that. And now that's the kind of start of a promising clear for the Hammerheads. Maybe they can knock it off of the side of the arena like we were talking about. Potato still has ball. Nice steal away by the Hammerheads. It's going to go into the open goal, and that's a huge lead for the Hammerheads, up to 2 goals now.
Great job by Crayon. Seminoles just pushing a bit too far forward, and the Hammerheads have been phenomenal on kickoffs, as they might get another one, and they do for Crayon. Kickoffs can win games, and right now the Hammerheads have something going. The Seminoles have no answer for these kickoffs.
Well, it's something that really helped the Seminoles in game 1. It seems to be turned around for the Hammerheads. A little bit of a collision there, but nothing too much to worry about for the Hammerheads. A little bit of elevation up here to try to center it is going to. Somebody has control here, is going to try to push it up the side of the field as Agree is following them. Unable to stop the onslaught, though. Centering here, needs to try to flip to the left to get it in the goal. Was unable to do that. So now Agree here is going to pass it off to Crayon. Leave Crayon to get a nice clear by bouncing it off the wall. And now is going to try to center it. Zun plays it past one of the Hammerheads. Actually, the Hammerheads managed to gain their footing again and are going for their second goal.
Saw a chance here. DeSantis sets it up off the top of the net, but it will be cleared away by the Hammerheads. They missed the follow-up, though, so there's another great chance for the Seminole, but no one is in that rotation. Now Crazy Cat trying to sneak it on the net, give them a 5-1 lead, not quite able to. Agree gonna bump the goalie out of the way, look for a second one, but not able to find it, but the rest of the Hammerheads members had all retreated. But Crayon just takes advantage of a very poor clear, ends up landing on top of somebody for the Seminoles.
I don't know if that counts as a rule one.
It was a very interesting interaction. Seminoles go coast to coast, get a demo on the goalie, but cannot score, and now it's a wide open net. And that's going to be a 5-1 lead.
I think at this point, the Seminoles have to be looking towards their next game here. The kickoff going in favor of Crayon. Bounce off the wall there. It's going to head back to midfield. Going to pass right by 2 at the Seminoles there, but the third member was able to recover, but it's right in front of the goal. I don't know how I was thinking that you couldn't save that it was just rolling into the goal, that you couldn't find an angle, but agree, proving me wrong. What a great clutch save.
Ooh. Then they go coast to coast, get another goal. That will all but guarantee the win there as Crazy Cat picks that one up. And just like that, I mean, the Hammerheads got out to an early lead. I mean, you can just see the difference in play style. They're so much more aggressive. They play so much faster when they have that lead. And we'll see what Game 3 brings for us. I think the one thing that the Seminoles are going to have to work on as we tick down the final seconds of this, they've got to improve their kickoffs. I don't think they won a single kickoff gem, including 2 kickoff goals they allowed. I mean, that's the thing they've got to work on, because you cannot have a team overwhelmingly dominate kickoff, because that means even if you score, the other team has a great chance to tie it right back up.
Well, it just wasn't the kickoffs that the Hammerheads really improved on. As a team, they've started to see improvements in their rotation and positioning on the field over the past few weeks. That was kind of one of the things that they were looking to improve there. And I got to say, sometimes it was a very last-minute rotation, like a Grease save, but they managed to find a way.
Yeah, I thought that was really just a night and day difference from Game 1 to Game 2. I mean, they were flying all over the place offensively and defensively. I think the two things we're going to watch out for is whoever scores first here is probably going to come away. I know that I'm sure whoever scores first is usually favored in Rocket League, but you can just tell the Hammerheads play different when they're playing with the lead versus trying to come from behind. But kickoffs are really the one thing. If the Hammerheads keep winning kickoffs, they're always going to have a chance, because when they score, they can immediately score another goal, or if the Seminoles score, they immediately have the answer. So the Seminoles have really got to figure out what was going wrong in those kickoffs, because, again, I think we had 7 kickoffs, and the Seminoles won every single one.
Well, here we go into the third and final of this series, best of 3. Both teams tied at 1 apiece. Who will be moving on and making a case for themselves to be in the Octane Cup? We're going to find out right here. And looks like the Hammerheads were trying to start what went so well for them in the second game. Almost a goal right off the bat there. But it's going to be the Seminoles instead who turn it around. I think that was Potato who found the goal there.
That's just a great shot from Potato, honestly. I love the fact that even though you have a school, you know, southeast, probably down in Florida, that we still somehow have a Potato reference up here in Idaho. We have like 3 or 4 different Potato players in the esports tower, and I don't mean bad. If we get another goal here, this time the Hammerheads immediately even things back up with Cram.
Well, it's a very versatile staple food.
True, true.
Well, this kickoff is going to go slightly in the favor of the Seminoles as Potato elevates up, unable to get a tap on that, leaving the Hammerheads open. Crayon now is going to dribble it through the air, trying to get it right toward the goal. Agree, unable to get the shot on goal there, but is going to have another attempt. DeSantis has anything to say about that. Is going to drive it back toward the goal and scores it, putting the Seminoles back in the lead. Yeah,
unfortunately, Crazy Cat just over-pursued on that one. The bounce went right behind him, and at that point, that was just a free goal for the Seminoles. As off the kickoff, the Hammerheads' domination does continue, but the Seminoles get a huge clear down, a second great dunk. The last member back is going to be able to make that save. Now Crazy Cat going to just lob it on net. There's Potato. Going to make a fantastic save and get another demolition. Haven't seen too many demos so far this series, Jem, but they've been very well timed.
Yeah, we have seen some demos really come into play at the most precise moment. You're going to see Crazy Cat there trying to get a clear, is going to be interrupted by the Seminoles. Now it's Agree's turn to try. It's going to be a shot on goal here, actually just a little bit too far to the left. Not giving the Hammerheads any sort of time to try to clear here. Dangerous situation there. Unfortunately for Agree, kind of just dunked that right in the front of their own goal there, but they recovered with no other goal being scored by the Seminoles. And it really seems like the Hammerheads do well when they're a team that's in the lead, so they need to find a way to equalize and fast.
Now, this is also how the Seminoles won Game 1, just really dominant side control as Potato going to get a dribble around a couple, looking to center this one up for DeSantos in the mid, but not able to find that. Cran sneaks it past a member of the Hammerheads, but does lose possession of the ball. They get a demo in front of the net onto the goalie, but they don't really have a follow-up, so they're not going to get much of an opportunity here. One more chance for Cran off the sidewall, but an easy clear away for DeSantis.
All right, Zimity with another push there. Unfortunately, Crazy Cat elevated way above that, so wasn't able to stop it. And Crayon looking for this clear here is going to instead go way back to the other side. Unfortunate, it runs right into a Gree there. That's a bit of a whiff you want to forget.
Well, that's a fantastic dunk for the Seminoles. That's going to put that ball in a very annoying spot for the Hammerheads. Now right in front of the net. There's the follow-up from Potato. And that is a 3-1 Seminoles lead.
Ooh, Crazy Cat with a nice little pinch there off of that kickoff. Can they capitalize on that to get an early shot on goal? We see a demo be brought out to, I think it was the Seminoles, yes, but and they are able to score at the last possible moment that demo could have made a difference.
That was a phenomenal goal by the Hammerheads to keep them in this series. Their kickoffs have not been as dominant this time around, but they do end up winning off of this one as Crayon puts it down towards the net. DeSantis can't quite clear it all the way away. So his teammate will definitely try and help him out here. Ball ricochets down off the side wall right in front of the net after that whiff, but it gets turned away. One more chance for Crayon and company. They're just going to have to let DeSantis clear it, but he misses on the ball, keeping it alive. Scary spot here for the Seminoles.
Toward the goal. Nice save there by the Seminoles. And to elevate up before the Hammerheads can get the tap that they wanted on that. Pushing it back towards. This is so close. We have just 1 minute left with only one goal separating these two teams. It's going to go down to the wire here, especially if the Hammerheads are able to get the goal that they've been looking for. That's a nice clear by Crazy Cat, but it's going to be met by the Seminoles. They have to maintain side control, and unfortunately they've run out of boost there. That's the last time you would want to run out of boost, because that gave side control right over to the Seminoles and allowed that shot on goal to go through.
Luckily enough for the Hammerheads, both those shots hit off the crossbar. And they might now be able to take possession here. They do barely get it away from DeSantis, but it gets kept alive. Crayon now trying to dribble it upfield in a 1-on-2. Seminoles doing a great job denying ball control to get a huge lob down. One more goal would probably end it, but they're also just killing time right now. But unfortunately, as that one bounces in with 8 seconds left, I think the Seminoles are going to take home this series.
Well, the Hammerheads played another really close series and had some really strong moments, but as the timer ticks down, doesn't look like that they were able to close it out. Southeast Seminoles are moving on to this week's Octane Cup and looked very strong throughout the group stage. So congratulations to them. We'll see if they can sweep sort of the whole week in Esports Tower, if you will, entering back into the competition in a huge flash. Well, we're going to have the Scorpions versus the Seminoles, it looks like, for the Octane Cup. Before we throw to a break, do you have any sort of predictions or thoughts on that initial matchup?
Well, that's a tough one. I want to say that the Scorpions, might have a chance, but again, they look very close against the Hammerheads. I think all three of these teams are very, very close in skill. I think if you play that series, either the Hammerheads and Scorpions or the Hammerheads and Seminoles again, I think the Hammerheads have a very good chance of winning. I think it's all going to come down to how the Scorpions can limit the offensive pressure the Seminoles create. They gave themselves so many chances in the 2 games they won against the Hammerheads. They outshot them. They put up insane goal numbers, I think 4 and 6. So can the Scorpions find the way to clear the ball creatively, deny a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth chance? That's going to be a very telling thing in who wins the Octane Cup.
Well, if you watch Rocket League online, whether it be from YouTube or Twitch, you're no doubt going to be familiar with the person that we have for an interview over the break. Peyton Wayton Wilkins got the chance to talk with Doc Haskell. They sat down and talked about player qualities you might want to see in Rocket League teams. So before we get to the Octane Cup, let's throw it over to that interview to see what they found out.
We're sitting down with Peyton Wayton, as you know him. So you work with a lot of players. You work with some of our players. What are some of the qualities that you look for in good players who can learn and develop?
Well, there's 2 things that I already know for sure. One of them, obviously, their current natural talent, ability, skills, and you can usually get a good idea of that on their first glance and everything. But the other one and I consider this even more important, is the motivation. Because right, your natural talent tells you like where you currently are and everything, your current skills, but the motivation and like drive to actually get better tells you like how much better you can get in the long term. Okay, I mean, so someone can be really good right now, but if they don't have motivation, then they're not really going to go anywhere.
So what are the keys that someone actually has a natural drive?
Well, the biggest one, the most obvious one, is obviously time spent playing. You know, if they're only playing like a couple times a week, but they say they're really motivated, usually they're not actually that motivated because you can't just always ask them. And on top of that, how they take advice. You know, if I give someone a piece of advice and they don't take it very well, or they're like, it's like disagreeing is okay, but like as long as you're seeking information still. So
right.
As long as you're still seeking that information, then you're motivated for sure.
On the mechanical side of things, on the talent side of things, what are some tells for you that say, oh, okay, this person's been in the training packs, they've really been trying to develop their skill? What can you see in just watching them?
It's hard to tell like on just the first glance, but it's really the difference between the days. So if they come in here one day struggling with like air roll shots or something, and then like I might mention that to them, and then the next week like I meet up with that same person, and then they're doing really good with that, that's going to mean so much more than someone who's just already good at that in the first place.
So improvement moment to moment. Takes a note, turns it into, actually grinds it a little bit in some training packs and gets it ready for that.
Totally.
That's awesome. So mechanical skill, important in a player, but attitude, where do they rank?
I would say attitude and motivation are even more important for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble, broadcasting from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Well, we're nearing the end of our Rocket League journey tonight. We've seen the group stages in Week 7. Now we're going to see the Cup game for Week 7. That's going to be the Octane Cup. Scorpions and the Seminoles are going to face off. And I was talking with Fish earlier, Jacob Jen Palmer, joined by Michael Fish Fisher before the break, and these are probably two very evenly matched teams. I mean, this is very top-tier talent.
Yeah, I think all three of these teams, as we said before the break, are neck and neck. Again, I think you could run those two series we saw already back, and I don't know if we get this matchup. I think the Hammerheads could have easily beaten the Scorpions and had a chance to beat the Seminoles as well. They just hit the crossbar so many times. They came so close. So I'm very very curious to see how these teams will match up. I think the Seminoles definitely had some very impressive offensive play compared to the Scorpions. But the Scorpions, I mean, had some insane defense. I mean, the Hammerheads didn't miss all those close chances by themselves. The Scorpions were making fantastic save after fantastic save. So I'm very curious how these teams will match up. And again, as I said before the break, I think the big thing is going to come down to is, can the Scorpions find clears? Can they deny multiple chances on the net? Because the more chances you allow, eventually your rotation is going to break down. Somebody's going to run out of boost. Somebody's going to double commit. And you're going to leave a wide open net. And that's what the Seminoles did against the Hammerheads. So the Scorpions have got to find ways to clear the ball, clear it at angles, get creative, get that ball away from your own net as soon as possible.
Well, if you were watching all of the group stages, the matches that we saw before the break, those were all best of threes. But now that we are in the Octane Cup, that goes up to a marathon best of 7. And when you're facing a matchup that long, then you're going to have to take into mind Doc's keys to the game presented by Esports Tower. And that's to create mistakes, punish the double commit, don't overstay, and bump opponents to disrupt them. Doc's keys to the game brought to you by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll win match with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Well, I don't want to waste any more time talking about this. Let's just get down to it. Best of 7, Seminoles versus Scorpions. Time to kick off the Octane Cup with the Southeast Seminoles facing off against Esports Tower Scorpions in best of 7 series. Both these teams had good showings in their group stages and looked really competitive. This should be a closely contested matchup. Feels like it could go either way. Will we have a high school team return to the top of the Rumble, or will the Scorpions win the Octane Cup for the Esports Tower teams? Let's take a look and see how it turns out.
See a couple of great early chances here for Southeast High School. Z Hydra trying to clear that ball away, not going to be able to find it off the back wall. Bounces in for DeSantis. I don't know how that ball went in, but that's 1-0 Southeast.
Well, that's really how the Seminoles won their matches against the Hammerheads in the group stage, were those early kickoff goals to create just enough momentum, whether it just be purely in gameplay or maybe a little bit of mental momentum to keep them at the top of their play here, as Potato's going to try to get a shot on goal here, but is forced to be pushed over to the other side by Greed. Hawker is going to gain control of that in midair, push it back toward midfield. Zimity unable to take a shot at it as Greed steals it away from them, and now it is Scorpions' chance to try to get a goal here. Z Hydra is trying to corral it, stopping the side control from being lost, giving Zimity a tougher time. Hawker unable to steal it away, though. Scorpions going to try again for their goal here. Maybe a shot going to go through here, but just a little bit too late. Zimity manages to get the save.
Now they can dribble it upfield. They get it around 1 to Zimity. That gets stolen away. Chance here is DeSantos kind of over-aggressive on that ball. Luckily that pass did not connect for the Scorpions. Would have been a huge breakdown for Southeast High School. Zimity going to try and center this up for a teammate, but doesn't have anybody there. The Scorpions have a player who ends up missing on the ball, however, but unfortunately Southeast just, I don't know where everybody went, Jim. They were just back in their own goal, and they barely make the save, so I guess it paid off.
Well, now they've gone back onto the field here. It's a bit of a whiff there. And not going to be able to score a goal. Scorpions fighting back, though. Going to have to push it past Potato. He just does a little bit of a flick over to the right. But a follow-up there has to be saved again by Potato. So he's gotten 2 saves back-to-back. Santa's trying to push it over the Scorpions, get some side control, but Greed is not going to have any of that. Pushing it back toward the middle of the field. Can Zimity get a clear here? He's facing Hawker up against the wall. It looks like the Scorpions are doing a great job of maintaining side control.
Ooh, Greed trying for a clear. Unfortunately, you can't just have the ball die in front of your net like that. Zimity going to put it right in front, but it will get cleared away by Hawker. One more touch by Greed is going to keep it away. There's a demo. Potato just denies that offensive possession for the Scorpions, sets his team up in a huge way. And a demo on one end leads to a goal for Zimity on the other.
2 minutes, 10 seconds left on the timer, and instantly right off of the kickoff, Potato is going to score a goal for Southeast High School. That's 1 apiece now for each player as we go to 3-0.
And maybe they learned something from the Hammerheads there. Oh, just a mistake. They can't find the ball, and Z Hydra at least has their team back in it. 3-1 here, 2 minutes left, plenty of time. Potato wins that kickoff relatively easily, but Hawker is there. DeSantos can't get it out of midair. And now Smitty's going to start to dribble it up the field. Couple of fantastic plays to break some axles, but can't make the final dribble.
Z Hydra pushing it back over to midfield. Potato trying to stop them. DeSantis gets a great hit there, but pushed off to the corner by Greed. Nice shot from Zimity, saved by Hawker. That's going to be his first save credited. We have a lot of great saves from Southeast High School. Oh, wow. Wow, there. Well, not enough saves to stop that first goal, I'm afraid, though.
Yeah, that's a great goal by Hawker. Keeps the Scorpions in it. See what Southeast can do to answer that. Right in front of the net, it is wide open, and DeSantis is going to score that, and Southeast right back in the lead by 2 goals. And might have another one here. I don't know if Smitty can re-angle that one in time. They try and set it up for a teammate, but they can't get it over to Potato fast enough. I think the Scorpions are going to be able to stop that one.
Well, they do manage to push it back over towards southeast side of the field. Hawker setting up for Greed, but there were 2 members of the Seminoles there to block it. And there goes Potato, trying to drive it up the field, but gets demoed. That's going to stop the Seminoles' push right away, but not if Zimity has anything to say about it. Can he ground it? No doubt for DeSantis to try to get the goal, but DeSantis is unable to get the hit that he wanted there. So the Scorpions are managing to disrupt the Southeast, but disrupting in your own side of the field is not going to be enough because you have less than 1 minute to get 2 goals here. They need to score a goal now if they want to still be in the running.
Fortunately, they can't even get the ball out of their own end. They finally get a bit of a reprieve, but it's immediately cleared away by DeSantis. Now over into the corner, 8 seconds left. I think that is going to about do it here. Excellent first showing here in Game 1 of the Octane Cup for Southeast, and they're going to go up 1-0, but again, it is a marathon series, as you mentioned, Jem. There is still plenty of Rocket League left to be played.
Well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to industry insiders like pro athletes, general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Well, it seems like the Seminoles, their winning strategy is if they can score a few kickoff goals right before the first minute is up, that seems to, really kind of coast them to victory because they're in control of the game. It almost seems like all of these teams that have played tonight, all 3 of them are teams that do best when they're in the lead.
Yeah, I think that one thing, we talked about it with the Hammerheads who have struggled with it, we've been told by the Esports Tower, but I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, the goal of Rocket League is to have the lead when 0 seconds are on the clock. But if you build that lead, as you mentioned, to 3 goals early on, it forces the other team to get more aggressive than they want to be because they know they have to get goals. And as you get down under 2 minutes, under 90 seconds, under 60 seconds, and you're down by more than a goal, you have to start playing more aggressive. You have to start pushing up because you're not going to just be able to score a goal in 45 seconds and say, okay, we can get another one in 10 seconds to tie this up. So building that quick lead that the Seminoles do, I think, is a huge reason why they've been so successful tonight. We'll see if they can do it again, but impressive that they struggled mightily with kickoff against the Hammerheads and have really kind of figured things out here as Potato going to win another one, just takes a quick shot, but it's turned away at the last moment by Hawker.
And, when you force your opponent's hand like that, forcing them to play more aggressive because you've built up such a huge lead, then that really gives you more opportunities to score on those open goals because the team is going to have to push up farther on the field, leaving more of those opportunities for their defense to falter. So we'll see if that can happen right now. Right now, those Scorpions are just looking. Hawker's trying to play past every single member, but it's kind of like a demo derby. They're just bumping into each other. Gets broken up right there by Greed, who pushes it up the field. Now we're going to see Z Hydra try to center it up, but is running into a bit of defense from the Seminoles.
Oh, this is a great attempt here for the Seminoles. Ball bouncing around. Z Hydra can't quite corral it. Ends up losing out on the dribble too. He's kind of landed awkwardly on the ground. Greed should be able to clear this one away. DeSantos with a fantastic challenge. Unfortunately, hits the crossbar. One more attempt here for Southeast, and that's a great play by Southeast to kind of punish a slow clear attempt from the Scorpions.
Now the Seminoles are playing a bit of defense right here. Zimity sees the goal, is trying to drive it towards it. Ooh, but a little bit of a whiff there. I think it actually might have gotten bumped out of the way, the teammate there, so wasn't able to do the follow-up shot on goal. Save there by Zimity. We're going to see Z Hydra trying to center it up. But Potato pushes it off the wall, up the field. DeSantis whiffs, unfortunately. Zimity now is going to keep it. Actually, no, just might have been rotating up further the field to keep the play going. But rather, right now, Scorpions are still finding a way to clear it back and stay in the running.
Oh, Zimity with a great back pass to DeSantis, but the ball kind of bounces over them. You can see how far forward Southeast is. They play with a very aggressive style. That can cost them sometimes, though, as we see right there. The ball's still in front of the net. We saw this in the Hammerhead series as well. In the game they lost, things can get away from them in a hurry, but they put up goals in bunches. And that's a fantastic solo play by Zmitty to get the first goal of game number 2.
Yeah, that's just one of those things. A one-on-one. He managed to fake the defender out, push it into the goal. We'll see how the Scorpions can recover. Hawker shot on goal here, and a double commit there from Southeast to stop it. And they tried to do a follow-up there, but the Scorpions weren't able to find it. Zimity now is going to do the air dribble. Actually doesn't have enough boost to keep up with the air dribble, so the ball's just going to die in front of the goal. Potato pushing it back, though. Has to drive it around the corner, unable to do so. Shot on goal from Zimity. He's going to find what he was looking for earlier.
To be honest, Zimity has been very impressive to me as a solo player. I know that we have been told Southeast is a very individually talented team, and Zmitty has absolutely proven that, as now it's Potato's turn to try and dribble it upfield. That ball would have gone wide had it not been stopped anyway. There's Zmitty, who just plays, really almost feels like another gear ahead of everybody else, no pun intended. And Z Hydra can't quite get that clear away. Great chance here for Southeast to build to this lead. Here's Zmitty, gonna play this one off the ceiling, but it gets stolen away. And that'll be a reset here for Southeast.
Ooh, opportunity here, but it isn't. Looks like the Southeast Seminoles were just rearranging themselves right there to play some defense. Now get a shot on goal. It's going to be saved at the last moment by Hawker, who's kind of gotten a defensive hat trick now. 3 saves. It shows just how much the Seminoles have been putting pressure on the goal. They currently lead in shots on goal 6-4. And Hawker might try to get another one. Okay, Greed's going to try to set up the play here. Play it past one. Zimity's just going to push it off to the side.
Well, this can give Zimity an opportunity, especially since 2 members of the Scorpions committed. Yeah, I mean, just look at that solo carry. Gets it around one, puts it in front of the net, forces out a double commit. And Potato's just going to back pass it to DeSantos, who puts it up in the air. Oh, that was, I think they wanted a pinch. It ended up working out. It looked kind of awkward, though. DeSantis now just going to blast it down. And Southeast, thanks to Zmitty, is basically in control. He's a one-man wrecking crew on offense.
Z Hydra, a little bit of a pop over Zimity there. Right into the corner. And Greed's going to have to corral it, not leave that goal open. Going to run right into Zimity here. Potato's going to break it up there, and Hawker demoed. It's going to leave it up to Z Hydra to find the clear, manages to do it. And they manage to get their first goal there. Greed with a great play.
17 seconds left. Probably enough time. You needed that kickoff to definitely go your way, and thanks to a great challenge by Z Hydra, they're going to have an opportunity as the Scorpions to get us to overtime here. Ball right in front of the net. There we go. Hawker does it. 3rd shot of the game, and with 5 seconds, game 2 looks destined for overtime.
Yeah, Hawker and Greed have really been standing out since the new season.
Oh!
Well, okay.
Never mind.
Okay, never mind. Okay, it has to. Scorpions, you gotta do it now. That's insane. I was resetting. My mind was just in complete reset mode. I didn't see DeSantis just flying through, getting the goal and the win for Southeast. But anyway, as I was saying, because they did manage to tie it up, look like we were probably going to overtime there, Harker and Greed from the Scorpions really have been standing out since the new season dropped. They both went completely undefeated in their ranked placements, and they've been climbing higher ever since.
I mean, those two players have been phenomenal. I mean, we've seen Z Hydra for quite a while. I think we've seen him on a couple different teams. I mean, this Scorpions team is very talented. Again, I mean, you kind of have in our current esports tower teams, we have, you know, the Scorpions, the Hammerheads, and the Lions are kind of all right there. I know the Lions are cut above everybody else. We didn't get a chance to see them this week. I would have loved to see them take on the Seminoles. Maybe we can get that in a future Rumble. But, I mean, this is a very individually talented Scorpions team. But I'll be honest, it feels like we have 5 players on the field, and then we have Smitty, who is just at a completely different level than everybody else, Jem. I mean, they just play so much faster. Even than their own teammates, they play so much faster than them. So I'm very curious how the Scorpions will handle that, because a lot of Game 2 is Smitty basically outplaying 1 to 2 to maybe even 3 members and setting up his teammates for a very easy goal. So you've got to figure out a way. I don't even know if you can demo Smitty because they're just driving so fast, but you've got to figure out a way to slow them down because they are absolutely taking over on offense. And that game was closer than I think the Seminoles were going to expect, but I think they still have a very clear advantage as long as Smitty's doing his thing.
We're going to have to see if the Seminoles can get a goal right off the kickoff here as the game's just started. They're going to try here. Zimity just a little bit too far off to the right, though. Z Hydra knows that they have to clear that, and fast. They are going to back pass there from DeSantis. He's going to drive it above the goal, leave it for Zimity to play it off the wall. We actually see a demo be brought out there. Now that all teams are back at full strength, though, Reed going to pick up some boost and clear that right back over to Southeast. This is a much better start for the Scorpions. We'll see if they can start over the goal. It goes right over, though, right onto the open goal. Oh, just a little bit to the left there. But at the angle, Fish, it looked like that was just right toward the center.
Yeah, that looked like a fantastic clear for Southeast. That's a great dunk over Smitty. Unfortunately, not able to find the back of the net either are the Scorpions. One more chance, Smitty's going to deny it, but there's still a great opportunity, especially with that demo in the net. Oh, this could be huge for DeSantis. If they can line it up, they're going to lob it on net, but Hawker able to make a fantastic save on it.
Well, one thing I'm noticing from the Scorpions, it seems like they are really pushing up on field. I mean, they are going past that midfield line, all 3 of them, and it's almost really, they've paid for it almost a few times, but you see their mindset. They really want to get this first goal and start off with the lead in their favor. We'll see how they can do that right now. Hawker takes it away from Zimity there. Potato trying to drive it around the corner, unable to do so. Greed sees his opening and gets a nice clear. Team's going to chase that all the way back toward the goal. We'll see if the Seminoles can clear it.
Doesn't look like they can. Smitty now going to have an opportunity, but it's very low on boost. Gets a play around one, but get the ball stolen away by another member of the Scorpions right in front of the net. Scorpions miss on a wide open net. That one ricochets in. Greed will score first here in Game 3 and put the Scorpions on the board.
And that is the first time the Scorpions have really been in the lead, and they've really been working on that. They've been really working on being able to be a menace, not only, oh, okay, they managed to get a save there. Nice save there. You know what, I might just wait until they get a clear here and I can have some breathing room to say what I need to say about the Scorpions. Nice save there by Z Hydra. Okay, they push it past midfield. They've been working on able to be a menace, not only on the ball, but away from the ball, being very upfront in their opponent's face and forcing pressure with their individual teammates.
Right now, they've got a decent bit of pressure right in front of that Southeast goal, trying to avoid going down 3-0 in this series. It's a best of 7. As Smitty looking to go coast to coast off the back wall. That's a fantastic challenge on the rebound by Hawker. And that ball gets cleared away. DeSantis one more time, but that ball easily stopped by Greed. There's Smitty, though. What a center!
Oh!
But the ball stopped there. That should have been a goal for Southeast.
Well, the Scorpions are hanging on just by a bare thread here. And there's a nice clear from Greed, stopped by DeSantis midfield. Hawker, though, rotates up the stage, trying to keep it going, but didn't get the tap he wanted, so it heads right back. Oh, what? How did that? What?
That was insane. My goodness,
Oh, no.
Smitty. These people have families who are probably watching. That is it. It's just insane to me. It literally does feel like we have just a completely different player on the field as Greed and company looking to maybe put that ball in the back
There
of the
it
net.
is.
They do. See Hydra, who's been pretty quiet in this series, puts the Scorpions back on top with just under 90 seconds.
Oh no, a fake out. That's
Almost.
the second time he did it. He did it 2 times in a row.
Hit the same spot both times, too. Oh, that is a huge whiff for Southeast. Smitty's going to keep it alive, though. It's a great challenge, potentially, for Potato, but just misjudges the ball and gives Greed a free clear, at least halfway there. Z Hydra now just blasts it towards the midfield stripe and going to get that ball out of dodge.
Ooh, Greed just goes flying right past the soccer ball. Was trying to, okay, manages to push it off to the side. Hawker, I was thinking it might have been a little bit too late there, but they managed to save it. But Scorpions are playing this way too close close to be comfortable right now. Oh, look at Potato. Z Hydra has to stop it, is able to do so. But now a follow-up there. Southeast wants to tie this up. They have just 20 seconds left on the timer. Can they do it? That's a great, crucial clear by Z Hydra, but stolen away by Zimity's star player. And a nice save by Greed there to push it off the side. They don't want it there, but DeSantis manages to tie it up.
A phenomenal possession by Southeast. Well, last time the game got tied, the go-ahead goal was scored seconds later. We'll see if either team can do it. Zmitty and Potato both going to go racing down. Neither of them will find it. 3 seconds left. Greed and Z Hydra just collide. I think Greed took too long and will reset. And game 3 will go to overtime.
Okay, don't let Zimity fake you out on the kickoff here, but they managed to find a way to do it. Southeast is going to have side control as overtime starts. Golden goal, 1 to win here. Greed is going to try to clear it, and off that 50-50, Z Hydra gets the better of that one. Huge moment here, but DeSantis manages to clear it out toward midfield. Now Zimity pushing it up the field, but it is saved by Greed over to the side. Scorpions looking for their first win here. Are they going to be able to do it?
They have a great chance here in the corner. Nobody on Southeast really wants to make a play. Potato has that ball. I don't know if that was a planned or a steal by DeSantis. And now in front of the net, double commit comes out, but the Scorpions aren't able to punish. Smitty's going to pop it up in the air to DeSantis, who misses that shot wide left. Smitty misses on it, but luckily Potato's able to come in and stop the breakaway attempt. Z Hydra right in front of the net. Long clear down to the other corner. Going to bounce off the side wall. Greed centers it up, but a fantastic save by Southeast. Going to keep this game going.
Well, we are already a minute into overtime, and both of these teams are fighting furiously. That could be a crucial demo there right onto Hawker. He manages to respawn, pick up the boost, and is going to be there to prevent the clear. So now opportunity for the Scorpions again. They manage to maintain head control. Huge demo right in the goal, taking out the goalie. That's going to be it for Greed to score it.
That was a fantastic job by the Scorpions. I mean, really withstanding a ton of pressure. I mean, withstanding Zimity not once but twice on back-to-back kickoffs, basically doing the exact same thing. And I mean, that was huge because, I mean, the difference between being down 2-1 and being down 3-0 in a best-of-7, especially against the team like the Seminoles who have came out on fire, that is a huge win for the Scorpions. I mean, I think that is probably maybe what brings some life back into the series because the Seminoles had kind of taken advantage of it early on, and we'll see what happens in Game 4, see if the Seminoles can recorrect things or if the Scorpions have maybe found something that will work out.
Well, that was some great communication between Hawker and Greed, especially after Hawker respawned. They have great communication and positioning on the field. They work incredibly well together and have really clicked as a duo in the Scorpions.
Yeah, those two have been absolutely phenomenal. Again, I mean, we've seen a lot of great teams with good duo players, and we saw Cran and Crazy Cat. Now we have Hawker and Greed, and Z Hydra is a fantastic player in their own right. And I think for Southeast, if they want to keep winning the series, somebody's got to step up with Zimity. Potato's had a couple of moments. DeSantis has had a couple of moments, but neither of them have really had a pop-off moment. Zimity just needs somebody else, Jim, to help them out. As right now, Game 4 early on, it's all Scorpions here. Finally, that ball gets cleared away just for a brief moment. DeSantis spikes it away. This one's going to waterfall in front of the net.
Oh!
But Hawker cannot find the back of the net.
That gives Southeast the opportunity to clear here. DeSantis just off to the left here. He's going to drive it around the corner to center, is able to do it. The shot is left to Zimity there, off of the backboard, into the goal with the follow-up. That's going to be Potato. All three members playing together as a team to get the early lead.
They're all in on that one. We talked about the aggression Southeast plays with. If that gets saved, that probably goes coast to coast for a goal. Yeah, I love to see it. I'm a big fan of the your best defense is a great offense, and that's how Southeast plays. Get a demo over to the corner, onto a member of the Seminoles, though, so that's just going to stop that possession in its tracks.
Hawker trying to elevate, isn't able to do it. Luckily for him, Greed is back there as the goalie. Zimity now trying to make a play happen, is able to play it around one, trying to play it around Hawker, who pushes it into the corner, leaving Greed to rotate in there and get a clear off the ceiling, too. That is going way towards the Seminoles goal. We'll see how they can do here, trying to push it towards the goal. Zimity is able to steal it away from them and is going to find his clear toward the open goal. And unfortunately for the Scorpions, they're going to have to get 2 goals now.
Southeast regaining composure after that overtime loss on the kickoff here. Great play for DeSantis as they're able to corral it. Look to try and get a second touch on it. This is going to go right in front of the net. There's Zimity, but he's just a bit high and hits off the crossbar, and the Scorpions can breathe a sigh of relief. They even have a one-on-one against Zimity. But that shot hits the crossbar and also gets cleared away.
In midfield, there's a lot of fighting for it. Potato now going to try to do a pop there toward the goal there. That is unfortunate. I think that was an own goal.
It was a fantastic touch by either, it might have been an own goal or DeSantis. Somebody centered that, and then it just kind of slowly rolled in off of the hood of Potato. As Potato has an excellent little solo play there. He's got Zimity to their right. Ends up trying to take it themselves. A triple commit from the Scorpions comes out. But Southeast not going to want to punish it. They already have a 3-goal lead. They don't want to risk anything.
Back over toward midfield here. There goes Z Hydra. Off the wall. And toward the goal. Scorpions might still be in this one.
Plenty of time for a comeback here. Greed picking that one up. Collision at midfield. Trying to cheat on the kickoff, but it ended up going off to the left. Potato's going to be able to win that one cleanly. It'll be wide on the first attempt. They will have a follow-up. And Zimity's shot is saved. DeSantis now centers it in front of the net, but Greed cleared that ball out of harm's way.
Zimity elevating up. It's right in front of Seminoles' goal. 2 members actually double commit on that to push it toward midfield. Now Z Hydra is going to go in, clear it off the wall, use it to play around DeSantis here. Zimity gets a light tap on that with the shot toward the goal, just a little bit off to the left, and Hawker unfortunately misses. That would have been a great follow-up toward the goal there, but a very hard angle to hit it at. So Scorpions now having to play defense again.
Greed with a great touch, gets a great bounce off the corner wall as well. Hawker kind of bullying through traffic, and a mistake there by DeSantis. It leaves a wide open net. Zimity able to get there in time and prevent this from being a 1-goal game. Now immediately basically appears on the other side of the field. Tries to solo carry that ball in, gets stopped right in front of the net. The follow for Southeast is high and off the crossbar. And Zimity will make a save on the other end.
DeSantis now going to try to ground the ball there, leaving it for Potato to push it up. Now Zimity with the follow-up. Greed managing to clear it. He's going to meet Southeast. What a great shot there. Saved, though, by Southeast. Is going to keep them 2 goals in the lead. There's still time for the Scorpions to tie this up.
Need a goal right here. It is a huge clear, and the net is wide open. They just got to re-angle the ball. They can't quite do it, can the Seminoles. Greed just gets bumped out of the way. All 3 members of Southeast right on top of that ball. See, Hydra can't get there either, and now 30 seconds have gone off the clock, and the Scorpions have nothing to show for it. You hear the demo come off screen, but unfortunately that ball is still on the orange side. They get a miss in front of the net, but I think they've killed enough clock that Southeast can start to feel comfortable. They're going to have a 3-1 lead here, I think, Jim.
Well, we've been talking so much about Zimity. Look at his activity feed. 5 shots on goal, 1 goal, 4 saves, and 1 assist, too. Definitely the star clutch player for Southeast. Only 8 seconds left. Scorpions have to make something happen here. But I think Zimity, that play there was enough. Took enough time off the clock. Can DeSantis get a show-off goal here? Looks like they're just going to let it hit the ground and go on to their match point. Well, now the Scorpions have to win everything from here on out.
Yep. Yeah, the Scorpions have got to find a way to slow down Zimity, who's just making setups all across the map. I mean, you've got to basically try and look for a demo. You've got to do something because, I mean, there was a sequence in that game where he makes a save, ends up on the other side of the field, 1v3ing, ball gets stopped, gets cleared down, and then he makes a save on the other side of the field again. You've got to either look to deny boost, you've got to look to demo, you've got to look to do something because Zimity is basically single-handedly taken over this game. But I think the Scorpions, I mean, a lot of these games have been close, and with how aggressive Southeast plays, and I'm assuming Southeast will continue to play that aggressive, there are moments to punish them. There's a couple of moments where if that ball doesn't get scored, that's an easy clear and a wide-open net because everybody's basically right on top of you. So I think there are some chances here for the Scorpions to come back. But I think, Jem, before we do that, we might want to give the Scorpions a break because they're probably tired of chasing Zimity all over the map.
Yeah, I know. A best of 7 can really be a slog. But right now the Seminoles have worked themselves to a match point. We'll see if they can capitalize on that. But we'll take a quick break and be right back with the winner of the Octane Cup. You're not going to want to go away.
Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. We're currently in the middle of closing out Week 7 of the Esports Tower Rocket League Rumble. We're right in the middle of the Octane Cup with Southeast High School. The Seminoles going up against Esports Tower Scorpions. We managed to go to 3-1 with Seminoles leading, ready to head into Game 5 of this best of 7. I'm still your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Michael Fish Fisher. Fish, I think we've said all that kind of needs to be said about the skill that the Seminoles bring, and especially their star player, Zimity. Main question is, can they stop that star player, the Scorpions? And we're going to find out as we jump into Game 5 right now.
Yeah, the big question is going to be, I mean, it's kind of the solo versus the duo, right? Zimity's been doing everything by himself, hasn't had too much assist. We've hyped up Hawker and Greed. They've been working together well. And unfortunately off the kickoff, Potato with an unfortunate pinch. That ball ricochets in, and Southeast already up 1 here on match point.
Well, the gauntlet's been thrown down for the Scorpions. Can they tie it up? This is the way that Southeast gets a lot of their wins, is run up a huge lead early on in the game and sort of coast on that. We'll see if it works out for them here. All 3 members of the Scorpions kind of cluttered around, but I'm sure they have, see, they had a strategy. I was about to say, I'm sure they have strategy for it. They sure do, and that's Z Hydra getting the first goal.
And basically, the Scorpions have got to rely on Z Hydra, Hawker, and Greed working together and really finding ways to shut down Zimity. Somebody else has got to step up for Southeast if they want to be able to win this series. I think the Scorpions are going to figure things out here as they stop Zimity in the corner, and now they get a huge clear that just barely misses the nose of Greed. That could have been a what-if play. We get a demo, but Hawker will make a save right in front of the net.
There goes Zimity trying to make something happen here. Z Hydra's just going to push him out of the way, but DeSantis rotates in. He's going to try to set Potato up for a goal. Now Zimity, can he get the right angle? It looked like yes so, but it was saved there by the Scorpions. Now they're going to want to clear this. Uh-oh, look out for Potato there. Oh, he just needed to flip left to get it in there.
Now the Scorpions, I mean, you got to play a little aggressive now that you know the Southeast just made a huge mistake. Unfortunately, they can't even clear the ball away. That is a great pass. And we talked about Southeast playing aggressive. That is a wide open net, and Hawker with the easy capitalization puts the Scorpions in the lead.
Oh, and the kickoff there is going to have to rely on Zimity with the cheat there. Pushing it toward the goal, but isn't going to find a goal. We have about 3 minutes left, 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Can Potato clear? Doesn't look like it. Actually gets demoed in the process. Now DeSantis flipping up the field. Is able to steal away the corner boost from the Scorpions. Potato looking to keep the side control going with a nice play there, is able to do so. DeSantis trying to stop Greed from that clear, but it looks like the Scorpions have found their opening.
Oh, this is huge for Hawker. Even gets the bump onto Potato. Oh, Greed wasn't there in time, unfortunately. DeSantis now trying to get a ball away from the members of the Scorpions. There is Zimity, the hero of the night so far, but they can't make a play either. Great tie up there by Potato. And unfortunately, I think Southeast is going to have to reset on this possession. They'll get one more chance at the goal. Unfortunate redirect there by Z Hydra, but no punish from Southeast quite yet.
Greed now has possession of this. Santos is going to force it over to the other side of the field. Greed races over. Huge shot, way toward the goal, and he's going to find it! From coast to coast, Greed, star player for Scorpions.
That is huge because now you force Southeast to play from behind by multiple goals. I think a situation we really haven't seen them in outside that one game they lost to the Hammerheads earlier tonight is they can't even find the first clear. The Scorpions going to look for a bit of a retreat. They look for the demo. Couldn't quite find that one either. Zimity gets it around Greed, ends up with possession of the ball, but gets bumped out of the way. Somehow comes back in possession of the ball, but a nice clear there by Greed.
A little bit of a clear back into the wall there. It's going to give Zimity enough time. But it isn't going to find the clear. Instead, it's stolen away by Greed again, who finds his second of the game.
A huge shout out to Z Hydra, by the way. I don't know if you saw it there, but as that goal was being scored, they were carrying DeSantis out of the goal, basically like on their hood. So that is a fantastic bump opponents to disrupt, basically carry them out of the net as we see Hawker gets chased out a little bit. Now, chance for Southeast to come back here. Potato charging in, going to put it right in front of the net, but no one in rotation, and Scorpions with a three-goal lead here with 60 seconds left. They're feeling pretty comfortable right now, I'd have to believe. Oh, what a solo play,
wow.
My goodness. Stopped at the very end. That's a great solo play, ruined, but a fantastic dribble nonetheless. And this is killing clock. That's already 20 seconds gone by, and that is huge for Z Hydra. That's a 4-1 lead. Probably going to be 5-1, yeah. That is huge.
All I have to say is maybe save a few goals for the remaining 2 games, because they still have to win 2 after this to be able to claim the championship. Greed with a nice kind of little backward flip there. It's going to stop a goal from being scored from the Seminoles. At this point, it seems like a foregone conclusion. We're going to game number 6.
Yeah, just a matter of time. I'll be curious to see what Southeast can do in these 30 seconds. If they'll really show anything, or if they'll just kind of hold back, knowing, as you said, that Game 6 is almost a guaranteed at this point. As Zimity can't quite find a solo play. DeSantis now in the corner, going to look to lob this ball down towards midfield. Hawker will steal it away. The crossbar, the only thing that stops that from being a 6.
Hawker just stopping the clear from going forward, just maintaining control of the ball to keep them in the lead. Not that it would have made too much of a difference, but a great rally from the Scorpions. They still don't want to be counted out for the victory here. Well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship.
It's been a phenomenal series between these 2 teams, and I think that was a fantastic gameplay from the Scorpions. I mean, everybody got involved. I know Greed had a ton of accolades and a ton of saves as well, but I mean, they really limited the opportunities for Southeast. And I think the one thing is, I mean, somebody else has got to step up. We saw Potato had a wide open net and unfortunately could not correct his path. That was just a little bit to the right of the net and recenter that ball and get the goal in when it was a 2-1 lead for the Scorpions. We know what Zimity's going to be able to do. We know he's going to be able to make some insane 1v3 outplays, but Potato and DeSantis, somebody has got to step up, Jem, if Southeast wants to close this out, because the Scorpions have found their way back in this series, and they're only 1 game away from throwing it to Game 7. At that point, everything goes out the window. Everything that happened the first 6 games no longer matters, because you're basically both under the same amount of pressure. So I'm curious how Game 6 is going to go, and if somebody from Southeast can maybe step up and alleviate some of that pressure we see on Zimity.
Yeah, when you have one player that you're just kind of giving all of the plays to, it becomes very kind of a glass cannon type of team. And is that if you find your way to play around that player, that's the one thing if I was to give an advantage to the Scorpions, they seem to have their talent very well spread out between all these members. You know, obviously you have Greed and Z Hydra. You know, even though isn't part of that combo between Greed and the rest
and
of
Hawker.
And Hawker, yes, thank you. Couldn't think of the name right there, but Hawker and Greed, I mean, they're such a great duo, but you can't count Z Hydra out too as just a great third teammate for the Scorpions, and they can all make plays here, and they're going to have to keep making plays because they still need to win 2 more.
And I'm curious if Southeast will start to change styles. Again, they're a high-risk, high-reward team. They like to get aggressive. We saw that kind of blow up in their face a couple times in Game 5. And if Game 6, if they go down a goal or 2, will that change? Because you never want to have to change your style. As so far, Game 6 is pretty even. The ball bouncing around in the mid, finally cleared over to that blue side. Z Hydra centers it up, but nobody's there. All 3 members of Southeast pursuing after that ball. It's just bouncing in front of the net. Everybody looks a little bit lost here in these opening 30 seconds, Jem.
But if it's 30 seconds that Southeast can't score a goal right off the bat, then that can help the Scorpions get their footing. So here we go for Greed. Zimity is going to elevate up. We'll see what kind of play he tries to start here. Isn't going to turn out any, though. Z Hydra pushes it back to midfield. Now Potato's going to try to make a play happen right toward the goal. The save by Greed. It's going to be the first save of the game. Potato's going to try again with another shot on goal. Z Hydra tries to read it, but is unable to play around it.
It's fantastic goal there by Potato, getting some revenge for that missed goal in Game 5. As we see off the kickoff, Hawker now looking to make a play, set up his team to get back into this one. Right on the net. Slight dunk over by Z Hydra, but wasn't quite able to get there. And now it's Zimity's turn to carry this ball length of the field, but a huge save comes out from the Scorpions. It took all 3 members to commit on that ball to make the save.
Now Greed's going to try to center it up. Gets demoed, though, for his troubles. His respawn now. Another demo is brought out on the field. Looks like Z Hydra was the victim of that one. And another one! It's just, Southeast is just running into all the Scorpions, not going to allow them to make a play at all. Look at this air dribble by Zimity. Wow.
That was crazy. Unfortunately, it was a little bit off target. And now a chance. Oh, I thought it was a great chance to punish. They ended up going, I think, for the demo instead on the goalie. Couldn't quite find it. One player not going to be able to corral it off the side wall right in front of the net. Potato is there. Greed's got to make a play, but over pursues the ball. Luckily, though, for the Scorpions, everybody's back on defense.
There goes Hawker is able. Potato is able to redirect it there. Ooh, and a nice play off two of the Seminoles there. Puts it right back, gives them right back side control. That was some excellent passing and a great shot on goal by Zimity, but just off the left post isn't going to find it. Z Hydra tries to elevate up. Now Hawker is able to take it away from the Seminoles. Greed is going to have to rotate back in and get a save there. Now can he get the clear? He just elevates up just a little bit too far. Now has to go back to try to make a play again. The thing is that the way that the Seminoles play, they have a very high risk, high reward on offense, which gives them a huge upside, but it can also cost them games, as we've seen. So can the Scorpions manage to maybe catch Southeast in a bad rotation and tie it up here?
Oh, demo happens onto Potato. I think that's kind of what the Scorpions have started relying on, is a very demo-happy gameplay. Picked up, I think, 4 or 5 so far in Game 6, but right now they need a goal, not demos. Is right in front of the net. Santos can't quite find it. A huge save on the follow-up from Potato. As Hawker looks to clear that one away. Net is wide open, but it's a little bit wide.
Potato on. Oh, what a great shot there. That was Z Hydra there with the equalizer. Scorpions not counted out yet.
Plenty of time for either team to get a go-ahead goal here. Zimity's going to pinch that one down into the corner. Hawker will make the save. DeSantis trying to pass it over to a teammate potentially. I don't quite know what that was. We get a double commit in front of the net. Greed shot turned away, but that's risky. Z Hydra and Greed basically were doing the exact same thing. Got to be careful not to double commit like that.
Yeah, I know you just tied it up and it's very exciting, but you can't get too flustered here. And Southeast getting a little bit of a taste of their own demo medicine, leaving the goal open. Unfortunately, Scorpions unable to capitalize on that.
It's a great chance here for Zimity. Gonna lob it down, leave it for a teammate. That's a crazy ricochet off the center from DeSantis, but it can't quite go in. And now the Scorpions have a chance to win this one in regulation, maybe.
Well, it's going to start with Hawker here. Oh, okay, now he has it. Now he has it. Playing around one, is able to demo, I think, one of the Seminoles there. Yeah, it was Zimity, crucially, that they demoed, but it's not going to lead them to any sort of goal. Now the Southeast, now that they are back at full strength, it looks like we're probably going to go to overtime there. More demos being brought out onto Zimity, so they have their eyes set on that prime target.
There it is. Ball quickly touches the ground and will reset for overtime. Golden goal. If Southeast hits it, they win. If the Scorpions land one, we go to Game 7. And, oh, it's a great chance here, but they just are underneath the ball. DeSantis now is going to be able to dribble it, but it's immediately stopped by Z Hydra. The Scorpions' defense has been phenomenal. It might lead to a quick goal in overtime, but they hit the crossbar.
So close. They're going to try again here. Z Hydra keeping the side control going, plays it around DeSantis. Going to try to center it up, but Potato's waiting right there to play defense. Zana rushes in again, leaving it up for Zimity to push it toward midfield. Hawker, though, able to stop that one. Scorpions still in the running for a goal here. Can they do it?
Oh, that is a huge demo. Potentially going to give them a chance in a 3-on-2. Hawker's shot turned away by Zimity. We see a demo happening once again. The demos have come out in Game 6. Potato centers it up off the back wall. Is there a chance for a rebound for DeSantis? He ends up running into his own teammate. I think that was Potato and Zimity that collided. They basically took Zimity out of the play.
That
and we'll play on.
That's a very crucial misplay.
I think Zimity had an angle to score that.
Yeah. Well, they're just going to have to recover from that and keep moving forward here. We'll see what the Scorpions can do. 1 minute, 30 seconds into overtime here. They're going to get, no, it just gets pushed off to the right. Z-Hydra going to try again as Greed rotates in. But they're so low on boost. They've spent everything they have. Hawker using the last available to try to get a shot on goal, but is deflected by Southeast. Now they're going to try their opportunity. Oh, what a save. That is a crucial save by Greed. He has 5 saves for the Scorpions.
I did not think anyone was going to get to that ball. That's a great solo play by Greed. But Potato will stop it before he gets to the net. Accidentally side rolls away from the ball. Ends up back in possession. Hawker's going to dunk it right over them, over to a teammate who can't quite connect. DeSantis now centers it up. Zimity racing in, but is wide of the net. Potato has a chance. Ends up getting possession of it, but it's contested enough that the ball will shoot sideways and not come too close to the Scorpions' goal.
Well, 2 minutes, 30 seconds now into overtime. Both of these teams are so close. We've had a lot of close goals here, and that's another great play by Greed, preventing that shot on goal from the Seminoles. Oh, Zimity just a little bit too far to the right there.
Oh, Hawker's got a teammate near midfield. That one gets stuffed away. Zimity now, you can see the net wide open.
Here it is. Oh,
I think that got stopped by Greed in the crossbar, but the question is, did Southeast get too aggressive? It doesn't look so. DeSantis made a great stop. It gets run into by Zimity. This is going to be a 2-on-1 potentially. Potato has to play this one correctly, and he can't. Hawker's going to send us to a game number 7.
Wow, what a rally by the Scorpions.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, this is really game 8 if you think about it, too. We played a minute and a half in overtime in game 3. I think that was 3.5 minutes in game 6. I mean, this is basically game number 8 for these two teams. That's just a lot of Rocket League. And I'll be curious if they're able to refocus. I don't know who has more pressure, Jem. I mean, if you're the Seminoles, you had 2 chances to close the series out. You couldn't. The Scorpions, I mean, they have to be running on adrenaline at this point. They starve off elimination. And, of course, I got to ask you the question, Jem. It's game 7. Who are you going to put your bet on?
Scorpions.
Ooh. I like that pick.
I just think,
I like that pick.
Especially in overtime, I think the Seminoles, the 2 times we've seen them running into each other, you know, and there was a crucial play where Zimity looked like he had a shot on goal, but unfortunately just mispositioning just kind of led to some fender benders, if you will, and I don't know if that's a thing of maybe just a little bit of fatigue wearing in the Seminoles. You know, I can't necessarily read their minds, but overall it seems like the Scorpions are the team with all the adrenaline right now, whereas the Seminoles are fumbling a little.
I'll see if, if you've got the Scorpions, I'll take the Seminoles. We'll see who comes out on top in game 7. DeSantis has a start to break it open, but gets saved there, gets a second touch on it. Potato ends up with possession, but that one's going to get cleared away by Z-Hydra.
Scorpions now looking for their first here. Just a lot of us. Oh, man, I don't even know what was happening there. Just a lot of cars flying past the soccer ball. Seems like everyone is extremely excited for game number 7. We'll see how it turns out. Right now, Z-Hydra is chasing after. Is going to play it off the wall there to get the clear, but DeSantis scoops it up, pushes it off to the corner. That's a nice little tap there by Hawker. Going to play it over Potato. Zimity now going to play it off against the wall. We know what he can do, but it is stolen away by Z-Hydra. DeSantis rotates in there to maintain side control. So far, the Scorpions, they're fighting right now. And they were also a little short on boosts there. We're going to have to watch those boost gauges to see how well these teams manage their resources. And just like that, Zimity, star player for Southeast, pushing them into the early lead.
All they needed was a card change, Jem.
Yeah.
I think that's the 3rd time they've swapped cars this year.
That's true.
At least the one time they might have kept the Octane, but I think they might have changed their design. So trying to figure out what's comfortable for them in game 7, always very important, as DeSantis can't quite find a shot on net. Greed looking for a clear. Teammates steal that couple away. Now going to go towards midfield. Hawker centers it up for Greed. But DeSantis makes a fantastic save.
Z-Hydra trying to stop the momentum there. Zimity is just waiting back, is going to wait to see his play. He sees it, plays it off. Is this own follow-up.
Hey, I mean, big players shine in Game 7, and right now Zimity has the only 2 goals of the series of this game. We'll see if the Scorpions can answer. There's still plenty of time. Z-Hydra's going to center it to, unfortunately, nobody. And I think this Game 7 is wearing on these players. I mean, we're about 50 minutes into this series in terms of total Rocket League play, Jem. That's just a lot of back-to-back-to-back.
It is, and it seems like the Scorpions are the ones who are crumbling right now. That's another goal. That one's going to be scored by Potato there. DeSantis gets a little bit of a tap on that, leaving it up for Zimity. Oh! I'm very surprised he didn't get that.
I thought maybe even Potato would get that ball off the rebound.
Okay.
But here come the Scorpions. Z-Hydra goes coast to coast. That high risk, high reward style we talked about. Burns burns Southeast a little bit here, but they've still got a nice cushion. 2-goal lead here as we enter the second half of Game 7. DeSantis gonna lob it down over the head, hits off his hood. It's an own goal, but give credit to DeSantis, and it's now a 4-1 lead.
Very unfortunate there. Too far up the field. Tried to rectify it at the last moment. Wasn't able to, so now the Scorpions are back where they started. And here we go. Shot on goal is going to find it just barely. Z-Hydra and Greed getting the 2 goals, putting the Scorpions back within 2.
Well, they have a chance here, but Potato's just going to clear that one all the way to the other side of the field. DeSantis not quite able to corral it, but not everybody on the Scorpions commit to that ball. Greed now centers it up to a teammate, but they are just blanketed by a member of the Seminoles, and now chance to extend that lead, but a great save in front of the net.
Greed has to make something happen here. A lot of team members bunched up around the soccer ball right now. DeSantis now driving toward the goal, unable to get the shot. That was Zimity. Yeah, I was fooled by that purple card. DeSantis has had the purple car all match here, but Zimity swapping out so much there. We saw a crucial goal there, crucial demo, excuse me, right in front of Southeast goal. They're going to go for another one, but it is saved. The Scorpions really looking to bring this within 1.
Oh, man, that was a huge stop from Greed there. Scorpions probably at this point can't afford to concede a 5th goal. And as I say that, Zimity picks up the hat trick.
Is that the first one we've seen tonight? It's because the games have been so close. I don't think we really have seen a lot of hat tricks.
I think we've seen a lot of goals. We might have seen one other, but I think this might be the first. This is the first one of the Octane Cup for sure.
Sure, yeah.
That is for sure, as we see Zimity now looking maybe he had a 4th goal to the resume, not quite able to find it. Scorpions have got to go quickly here, Jem. I mean, they probably need a goal in the next 10 seconds or so to keep their hopes alive.
One more from Southeast would be the nail in the coffin. Here we go. Scorpions are going to try to make it happen here. They need to score it right now. But DeSantis is going to bounce it off the wall, keep it in the corner. And they're doing a great job of playing keep away right now from the Scorpions. As long as they can keep that soccer ball away from the players, they'll be able to run out the timer.
Potato with a huge clear. And, ball pinballs around, but I don't think there's enough time left on the clock for the Scorpions. It's a valiant rally to fight all the way back from down 3-1 to force a Game 7. But in the end, Southeast will start the winning. We'll see next Monday if they can pick up a win in the grand finals for our Valorant Rumble, but they are going to be Octane Cup champions here as soon as this ball touches the ground. A huge congratulations to Southeast High School, a year removed from their last Rumble appearance. They play a fantastic Octane Cup and come out on top.
Southeast Seminoles are this week's Octane Cup champions after a very strong showing throughout the event, so congratulations to them. As Fish said, we'll see how they can do in Valorant, if they'll take the championship in that next week. But overall, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then you should join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Wow, that was
phenomenal.
I mean,
and I think that the fantastic thing is that Southeast kind of slots in perfectly for future Rumbles. I know next week we're going to have a very special 1v1 competition, so it'll be a little bit different than normal. But going forward in Rumbles, I think Southeast slots in really well alongside the Hammerheads, alongside the Scorpions, and alongside the Lions, because those three teams, the Hammerheads, Scorpions, and the Lions, are kind of the top dogs. I mean, they were 1, 2, 3 in week 6, so if you had to go 7 games with the Scorpions, who are kind of battling the Hammerheads for second place, I'd love to see Southeast play the Lions. I think that would be a phenomenal series. But I think it's great that we have 4 teams that it really feels like any match can go any way. I mean, Seminoles went the distance with the Hammerheads. They went the distance with the Scorpions. They are very, very close, all these 3 teams we saw tonight, in terms of skill level.
Well, now it's time that we reflect back on the player of the game. I mean, obvious choice would be Zimity, but
yeah, it was probably going to be, for me, it was going to be Zimity or Hawker, whoever's team ended up winning the Octane Cup, and especially with Zimity dropping the hat trick, I really don't think there's a debate. I think it has to go to Zimity here.
Yeah, but like we said before Game 7 started, a lot of talent was spread out across the Scorpions, so we could be surprised with any member of their team. We'll just have to find out who the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game is going to be. And it looks like the pick is Zimity.
Yeah, I mean, Zimity was just, like I said, in the first, they kind of got caught up to a little bit. I think it was a great job by the Scorpions adapting to their play style. But in games 1 through 4, when Southeast jumped out to a 3-1 lead, I mean, Zimity was doing stuff like this. They literally felt like they were just had an extra gear over every single player on the field, their own team included. So a very well-deserved nomination. Again, as you said, the Scorpions were a bit more spread out. I think Greed, Hawker, and Z Hydra all had their moments, but Zimity basically took over the game, and especially when you score a hat trick in Game 7, there's no debate. You're player of the game when you do it in a do-or-die game.
Well, the player of the game is brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Zimity is your Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. Well, as we prepare to close out tonight, Fish, do you have any final big takeaways of what we have seen tonight?
I mean, as I said, I think the phenomenal thing is that Southeast feels like they slot in at a perfect level. I mean, I know in the past we've had high school. I mean, Milford was running over teams. I mean, they went undefeated, but I think I like how Southeast they fit in perfectly. I think if we play these games back, I can't with good faith tell you that I would pick Southeast to win again, because I think the Hammerheads could easily beat them. The Scorpions could easily beat them. So I love how close this Rumble is. If the Lions come back in a few weeks or next week, I think that would be a great matchup between them, the Scorpions, the Hammerheads, who are still improving. So it really feels like we have 4 teams who are battling for 2 spots in the Octane Cup every single week, assuming the 3 teams and the Lions are all in a Rumble in the future. And it's really great to see that we have that parity at the top of the Esports Tower. I think it was phenomenal, and we got treated at maybe our best Octane Cup ever. I know we've had another one go 7 games, but that was phenomenal with an overtime game there thrown in there. It was a fantastic series, and shout out to Southeast, and we'll see. I think it's up to the Esports Tower Infernos on Monday to stop their domination. They'll have a fantastic 3-game finals, hopefully in Valorant. I'd love to see, hopefully somebody stops Southeast so they don't just win everything.
Well, congratulations to all the teams in the group stage for a great showing and some entertaining games. We'll be back next week with our special event on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. See who the top teams of our special event will be. But we'll close out with the top 5 presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. That'll do it for us tonight. Hope you enjoyed everything and enjoy your top 5 plays of the game. A new roster for the school, and they're excited to be back in the Rumble.
Yeah, they were a pretty strong team a year ago, as you said, though, a completely new roster. So it'll be very curious to see how this team is performing. And right off the bat, That is an insane pass there from two members of the Seminoles. That is a great right on the left side of the net, but unfortunately for the Hammerheads, that shot goes wide, and they're not able to find a goal to get them back within one.
It's a nice little shot on goal there. I was just about to say clear from way back on the field to get it in there.
Now the Scorpions, I mean, you got to play a little aggressive now that you know the Southeast just made a huge mistake. Unfortunately, they can't even clear the ball away. That is a great pass. And we talked about Southeast playing aggressive. That is a wide open net, and Hawker with the easy capitalization puts the Scorpions in the lead. Opportunity is the Scorpions to get us to overtime here. Ball right from the net. There we go. Hawker does it. Third shot of the game, and with 5 seconds, Game 2 looks destined for overtime.
Yeah, Hawker and Greed have really been standing out since the new season.
Oh!
Well, okay. By a bare thread here. There's a nice clear from Greed. Stopped by DeSantis midfield. Hawker, though, rotates up the stage, trying to keep it going, but didn't get the tap he wanted, so it heads right back. Oh, what? How did that? What?
That was insane.